Thank you very much. Well, what a beautiful, blessed day that we have here. The first thing is I want to welcome all of you to our brand new headquarters, our brand new home here in Utah. And it's with much appreciation and thanks, because if it wasn't for all of you, we wouldn't be here. It's for your commitment, your tireless commitment to LifeWave, the amount of energy that you put in every day to build the business. So first, thank you for everything that you've done to make this company what it is and where we are today. Now, I know you're all excited about getting upstairs, so I'm gonna try to keep this brief. You may have noticed I have a little bit of a problem that once I get started talking, I kind of tend to keep talking. You know, it's a little bit of inertia, like in physics, something that's moving keeps moving. So I'll ask Meredith to cut me off at the appropriate time so we can get on with it. But I do wanna take a moment to have a few thanks and say some recognition for a number of staff and people that have been involved in this project. First thing is I'd like you to give a nice round of applause for our Executive Vice President, Jules Rudick. So Jules has been with LifeWave now for 17 years. And we met in San Diego and in La Jolla, and we were having lunch one day in La Jolla, and we were just clicking and getting along so well with one another as friends. And I said, you want to work together? And he's like, oh, I would love to work for LifeWave. And he's been with us ever since. And he's really an extraordinary guy. I've had the privilege of not only working with him, but becoming friends with him over the years. And so the task that Jules had was to go out, and anytime we have an office anywhere in the world, Jules is the one that's on the ground working with the realtors, investigating new locations, working with architects, and making this all come together. So Jules spent a huge amount of time, I think it was about 18 months, looking to find a new home, because we were growing out of our original office in Provo to find our home here. So Jules, thank you for finding this building and this wonderful new home. And there's another LifeWave person here today. She's probably going to get embarrassed, but she's celebrating 19 years with LifeWave.
Wow.
And I can't even begin to express how much gratitude that I have for Angie for everything that she's done for LifeWave over the years, especially from the very, very early days, whether or not we were going through great times or difficult times. Angie was always there to watch my back and be there for the company. Angie, God bless you. Thank you for everything you've done. And I'm always afraid I'm gonna leave somebody out, so I'm gonna do my best here. I wanna take some honorable mentions for the office itself. We had some incredible people on the staff that were involved with the design of the office and the lobby area and the welcoming that you're about to receive. So I want you to give a warm round of applause for Jen and Ryan. Where's Ryan Larson? And Jen's right back over there. A lot of great people that were involved with this. So the story behind the office and then the Welcome Center is I had this idea that when our leaders, our brand partners, prospects, anyone from around the world were going to come into this building and visit our office, I wanted them to feel like they were stepping into the future. And this was not only going to be a statement about who we are as a company, what's our identity, what's our purpose, where have we been, but it also had to make a statement of where are we going? What does the future look like? That's kind of what we all want to know, right? These are very unusual times that we're living in. And it's really up to entrepreneurs like us, it's up to our industry to be a beacon of hope and show people that there can be a bright future ahead where we're all empowered to make our own decisions and have the tools of how we take care of our health and every aspect of our life. So I was discussing this with one of our staff members about, hey, this is kind of what I want this to look like. A little bit Iron Man, Tony Stark, a little bit Star Trek, and this Welcome Center would not have gotten done without Jim Caldwell leading the charge. Jim, please. Jim and I have known each other since 2005, and we've been friends ever since then. And over the years, we've worked on a tremendous number of projects together. And when X39 came about in 2018, I had said to Jim, drop everything you're doing, come to work for LifeWave full time so we can take X39 to market. And he did exactly just that. And when the opportunity came up, I very quickly moved him into special projects like the Welcome Center and some other things that you're going to see behind the closed doors that are enabling us to pave a path for the future. So I discussed this concept with Jim, and fortunately Jim had been in the world of Hollywood, living out in LA, had a lot of contacts. So Jim went ahead and made some calls and said, I found this guy, Doug Drexler. And Doug, a lot of you know who he is. Doug wanted to be here with us today, but he will be with us in Dallas so we can unveil the new office and Welcome Center to the rest of our community. But he goes, I found this guy, Doug Drexler, let's have a call with him. He's been building Star Trek sets for 40 years, and he's even an Academy Award winner. And the cherry on top for me was that he had worked with Gene Roddenberry.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm gonna love this guy. and Doug is an amazing, spiritual, beautiful human being. For a guy that is at the absolute top of his profession, he's such a grounded, lovely person. If you ever got the chance to get to know him, you'd really appreciate him as a human being. And Doug said, okay, I've kind of got the idea. Let's generate some concept art. Let's take a look at this. And then we finally settled on a direction to go in. So I really feel an enormous debt of gratitude for Doug just taking some of these ideas and then turning them into something real and tangible that could actually work in the real world. So then it was up to us to build it. And fortunately, we had made the acquaintance of Mr. Mark Rizzo. Mark, if you could stand and take a round of applause. Fortunately for us, we had met Mark through a prior project. For all of you that were there at the original launch of X39, where we had this beautiful staging, Mark had built that for us. And Jim went back to Mark and said, okay, we've got this concept for a Welcome Center. Mark has been involved in some very, very high-end projects. And the first thing he said is, well, what's your budget? And I had to reluctantly give him a number. And after he got off the floor laughing, he said, you're never going to build it for that amount of money. I was like, well, Mark, I could build a pretty nice house in Georgia for that amount of money. My first house was $136,000. Surely we can do something with that. And yeah, he said, well, it's never going to happen, David. And so then he gave me the real price quote. Yeah, after a few minutes of reflection and trying to gather myself, I said, okay, let's see what we can do here. So we went back and forth for months, and Mark was able to pull together the companies that we work with and organize everything in terms of the construction. There's going to be one feature of the Welcome Center. I'm not going to tell you what it is now. It'll be obvious later. But there's one feature of the Welcome Center where it was built out in California, and we had to take the windows down in the building and lift this thing through the windows onto the 5th floor through this crane system.
Oh, wow.
I wasn't there when it happened because it sounded dangerous, but I know that it did happen. But in any case, Mark, thank you so much for everything that you did. It's the first time walking through and seeing this concept actually come to life and have it be real and tangible. I'm so appreciative that you were able to do that for us. Thank you. And I also want to take the opportunity to thank my kids. They're here seated in the front row, Kelly and Matt. You guys just stand up for a second. Kelly and Matt work in the Orlando office, and they both work in research, and I'm not easy to work for because I demand a lot, and they're able to somehow put up with me and do a phenomenal job in our research. And they're helping to pave the future and create some of the new technology that we're going to be bringing forth to the market. So thank you guys, I love you. So we want to get to it, so I'm only going to take another 2 or 3 minutes here. This is going to surprise, I think, some of you. But the Bible is meant to divide and not unify. It's meant to separate the wheat from the chaff. It's meant to separate people that turn to God and the people that have elected, unfortunately, to turn away from God. And there's a really good life lesson here. First of all, I hope you all believe in God. You want to have a relationship with God, because ultimately that's the most important thing that we can do in our lives. But there's another lesson for us here. When we're building a business, we don't, we don't want everyone to be in our organization, because we know that there are people that are out there that are only interested in being in this industry for the money. We know they act like poison if they get into the business, and we're blessed when we have people that really see the mission and the vision of the company. And I want to take this moment to thank all of you, because I know that we have gotten the best of the best in the industry. I love and appreciate where all of you are coming from, and that you see the vision of where we're going. So thank you for sharing in our vision. I'm going to just pick on a few people here because I think it's worth mentioning. When I get the opportunity to spend time with all of you, I consistently hear the same thing. David Jumper, back in July of 2018, when he had gotten X39 patches, you probably know that his wife Spira was going through a very, very difficult time. And fortunately, because of X39, it was able to change Spira's life. And she was able to have a fulfilling life again. Spira, don't cry on me. Don't cry on me. And what David said to me is that I'm going to spend every waking hour getting this product to people in need, because I saw what it did for my wife, and I want to do the same thing with other people. He never mentioned at all the financial opportunity, ever. He was always focused on helping people. David, God bless you. I want to thank Rick DeLuca, Roy Sergiono, and Chuck Michael for giving me the opportunity to travel around the world with them. It's been an amazing 20 years. I love all three of you, and I will always cherish all the time that we've had together on the road. When we've been on stage together in front of 300-400 people, and Roy and I are doing patching demos, Roy, over dinner, Roy will say, it's such a blessing to be able to apply the patches to people and see them get out of pain immediately. And Roy has other businesses that are self-running that he could be devoting his time to. And he says, I'm in LifeWave full time because this is what I want to do with my life. I want to be out there helping people. God bless all of you, and thank you. I could keep going. I'm gonna cut myself off because I know there's many of you others I could say a lot of these things, the same thing about. The important thing is I know that you're all here for the right reason, and what you're going to get to see today is a look into the future. how are we going to deal with some of the challenges that face us. You're not going to have to wait very long, because in October we're going to open that door and open the next generation of LifeWave, and you'll see exactly how we're going to handle and deal with the challenges that we face in the world. You're also going to be getting a look into what more is coming in the future that can really secure our safety as a business, and most importantly, the safety of our families and our kids. When I think of Kelly and Matt, they're like any normal 20-year-olds. They want to be out enjoying life, enjoying experiences, thinking about what it is that they want to do with their careers. And there's a lot of challenges that are in the world today that none of us had to face. So I feel that it's our responsibility to create new technology, continue to expand the company, expand the opportunity, maybe in some new directions that we wouldn't have thought of, but in some amazing directions. And in the process, not only do we secure the future of ourselves and our kids, but we also create a network marketing company that has never existed before, and we become that true beacon of light and beacon of hope for people all over the world. So without further ado, let's go to our ribbon cutting ceremony, and let's have you come in and see the new LifeWave. God bless.